everybody. Here with Jenny Carlson, head volleyball coach. Jenny, appreciate taking a little bit of your time. We've got a busy final week of the season, regular season, and we'll get right to it. First, let's kind of just put the whole 2014 season in a nutshell, if you can do so.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
I think the 2014 season, I tried to scale it back a little bit this year, and not, have so many games and try to prevent injury.
Right.
I don't know if it necessarily worked in my favor.
Maybe.
We've definitely had our bumps this year, so, the big scheme of things, the rebuilding, the foundation, I think it was set.
Right.
It was another thing like last year where it took so much time to, see the improvement and really, there's only so much that, as a coaching staff we can really, pump the confidence and do all that type of stuff. So, they start to get it. It's just, at the point where you're like, oh, come on, if you would have understood that, at that point. And, we battled some injuries and, dealt with some, maybe they don't practice for 2 or 3 days, but then they come back into the game. So, that first set, it's the team chemistry and that type of stuff. So, I'm very, proud of what we've done so far because, again, not everyone really knows all the behind-the-scenes factors of what we're dealing with and that type of stuff. So I think the girls, we're ending on a higher note as far as, last Friday was probably one of the best games we've played. Heartbreaking because, again, in control and just, had a couple of things not fall our way. So that part was hard, I think, for them. But again, they got to see that confidence. And they got to understand, okay, let's finish out this season. We got a couple more practices, a couple more games. And then, at this point, it's leave it all out on the floor.
Yeah,
what
definitely.
happens.
Definitely. As you spoke to, a couple games this week, couple matches this week. Starting tonight, Clark up in Dubuque, last conference game of the year. Conference standings are pretty well set how everything is. But obviously you'd still like to leave the conference season, on a high note and pick up a good win against Clark, a pretty solid squad.
Yep, and Clark is solid. We saw them back in the beginning of September, and they were solid at that point. I think we watched them play a Turbo, and it was a really good match. And Clark, I said it last year, that's the sleeper team. And not even the sleeper team, they're good.
They're not going to surprise
They have
anybody.
solid, everything. They play their best game. They're just as competitive as the other top two in our conference. So that definitely, but we played great there last year. And it was our last season, last game of the season last year too. So I'm glad we're at where we're at, and hopefully, either everyone's on the same page tonight, and I think we can give them a run for your money because that's where the girls are finally getting this is the end. What else is going to happen? We might as well play as hard as we can. So I'm excited to see Clark tonight, and it's going to be a competitive last conference match. So I hope for a win, and I hope the girls have that thought process. And tomorrow we have Culver Stockton, which played them about a month ago at our place. Very good team.
They're solid.
Very good team. Very good players. Great coach. All that type of stuff. So, again, excited to keep that kind of relationship going. Next year we're going to play them. They're in our conference. So, hopefully things will be a little bit different this time. Kylie went down last game. So, hopefully, we're all wheels turning and finish out a solid last 2 regular season games.
Right. And then you fast forward to Saturday. Like I said, the league standings, I think, are pretty well set. I think everybody knows where they're going. Obviously, we definitely know. We go to Grandview. I think that's probably set for a 7 o'clock time, unless you guys can switch that. Either way, we'll figure that out later.
Right.
But you're at Grandview. You just played them last week, so you have some familiarity with that squad. What have you learned from? What did you learn from last game that you feel like you guys can take to Saturday?
I think we had another great match against Grandview as well. Maybe not a solid match, but we definitely showed up a lot in a couple sets. So, even taking a set from them was huge for us. Because, the girls, they know who we're playing. They do know who we're playing. We watch them warm up. There's a couple good girls that as long as we can slow down the block, as long as we can give ourselves the opportunities. What I've tried to express to the girls and what, we're working through and that type of stuff has been, volleyball is a game where you have to let the good stuff go.
Sure.
Let a team put a ball at the 10-foot line. But you know what? Answer back.
Right.
I mean, that's my thing. Answer back. So we can't let the tips and the roll shots and the playable balls score. Like, that's our chance with what we have on our side of the net to capitalize, to try and earn our own points.
Right.
So my whole, goal for them is, like, make them earn it. Let them hit that 10-foot shot. Make them get their good kills.
Right.
Nice kill, move on to the next point.
Sure.
Not dump, tip, roll shot, free ball. Cheap points, and letting them capitalize on our errors. So that's always been, my thing. So I think as far as, matching up with the next 3 matches that we have, it's that mentality of, like, relentless defense, and we're going to do everything we can to not let them earn points, and we're going to do our best to put a ball back on the other side.
Yeah. Like you said, potential last 3 matches of the season, lay it all out, let the chips fall where they may. So, all right. Well, thanks, Coach. Again, Clark tonight, Culver Stockton tomorrow, and Grandview on Saturday for the quarterfinals of the MCC tournament. So, best of luck, Coach.
Well,
thanks.
Thank you.